The data model is made of objects, fields, and relationships. So far, we have created a couple of objects and fields. Let's talk about relationship between objects. Objects are related to each other using common fields. There are two main types of relationships, lookup and master detail. A lookup relationship is a relationship where two objects are loosely coupled. That means the child record is optional, and when you delete the parent record, the child record is not deleted. Also, the ownership of the parent record is independent of the child record. And you can create a maximum of 25 lookup relationships per object. I'll talk about a scenario where you can use a lookup relationship. For every position record in the position object, there needs to be an associated hiring manager. And hiring managers are users present in the user object. So I can create a lookup relationship between position and user object. Let's go create one. To create a relationship, I can navigate to my object. In this case, I would navigate to the position object, try to create a new custom field. I'll pick lookup relationship, and I would look up to the user object. For every position record in the position object, there needs to be an associated hiring manager. Make this field visible for all the profiles and place it on the page layout. Let's go to the Positions tab and see what the lookup looks like. I can edit some random position record and update the hiring manager for that position. Here, I would like Sam to be the hiring manager for this record. We now have a lookup relationship between position and the user object, which are loosely coupled. The owner of the position record is independent of the user record. And if you happen to delete the user record, the position record is not deleted. A master detail relationship is a relationship where two objects are tightly coupled. You have a cascade delete effect. That means when you delete a parent record, the child record is deleted. Also, the child record inherits ownership from the parent. And you can create a maximum of 2 master detail relationships per object. We have this requirement where every candidate needs to go through the interview process, and after the interview, all the interviewers can submit their reviews. So to model this, we need a review object to keep track of the reviews. Also, if a job application is deleted, then all the reviews related to that application also need to be deleted. To achieve this cascade delete effect, we can create a master detail relationship between reviews and job application. This table summarizes the differences between lookup and master detail relationship. A lookup relationship is loosely coupled with no cascade delete effect and independent ownership. A master detail relationship, however, is tightly coupled with cascade delete effect, and the owner of the parent record inherits the ownership of the related child records. And you can create maximum of 25 lookup relationships and only 2 master detail relationships per object. Apart from lookup and master detail relationships, there are 2 special types of relationships, self and many-to-many. Self relationship is a relationship where an object is related to itself. I would give this example. Within a company, all the user information is stored in the user object, and every user in the company would have a reporting manager. And the reporting manager is also one of the users in the company. So, to look up to the reporting manager, you can create a lookup relationship on the user object, looking up to itself. To explain what a many-to-many relationship is, I would give this example. We have all the position records in the position object, all the candidate records in the candidate object. There could be many instances where one candidate can apply to multiple positions, or multiple candidates can apply for the same position. To model this many-to-many relationship between these two objects, we need a junction object. This object would keep track of which candidate is applying for which position. Let's call this job application. Let's go ahead and create one. First, let me start by creating a new object. I'll call this job application. I would like to identify every application with an auto number instead of name. JA-0000, starting with number 1. I would like to build reports on this object down the lane and save it. Would like to make a small note here. Whenever you create a junction object to model a many-to-many relationship, you need to use the auto number data type. Let me create a lookup to the position object. I can drag and drop a lookup relationship, give it a label. I would relate this to positions and save. Let me also create another lookup to the candidate object. I can drag and drop a lookup relationship and give it a label. I would relate this to candidates and save. Let me quickly place these fields on the page layout. And save them. To access this object, I will also create a custom tab. Make it visible for all profiles. And add it to the recruiting application. In the background, I have created a couple of records in the position and candidate objects. If I now try to create a job application record, you can see that I can look up to the position object and also to the candidate object, documenting which candidate is applying for which position. We'd like to make a small note here. Always use an auto number data type for a junction object and try to name the object appropriately, indicating its purpose. In this case, we called it job application. Going back to the master detail relationship that we discussed in the last lecture, we have a scenario where every candidate needs to go through the interview process and later the interviewers need to submit their reviews. So we need a review object to keep track of that. Also, if the job application is deleted, all reviews associated with it also need to be deleted. We can model this using a master detail relationship. Let's first create the review object. This will keep track of all the reviews given by interviewers. I would identify the review record by a number using the auto number data type. And let's create a master detail relationship with the job application object. I would also like to create a couple of fields like technical score, and feedback. Since I'm using the schema builder, I would have to place all these fields on the page layout. and save it. I'm not creating a tab for the review object. You can create one, but I prefer not to. Let's go and see how this works. In the job application object, there is one application. The interviewer can open the record and create a new review by clicking this button. They can fill in the details like the technical score and the feedback and submit the review. A candidate could be interviewed by multiple interviewers. Every interviewer can log in and submit their review. I went ahead and created a couple of reviews in the background for this particular application. Since we have a relationship between job application and reviews, when you open a job application record, you can see all the reviews associated to it in a related list. In the next lecture, I'll talk about roll-up summary fields.